Inspired by the life of the savvy and ambitious Colombian businesswoman Griselda Blanco comes a new Netflix original limited series. Griselda tells the story of a devoted mother who, with her lethal blend of charm and relentless savagery, creates one of the most powerful cartels in history. Witness Sofia Vergara's captivating transformation into the godmother of the underworld. Griselda, now streaming only on Netflix.
Making everyone happy on vacation isn't easy, but you know what is? Going to Aruba. All you have to do is walk out your door to find pristine pools, relaxing white sand beaches, and an island teeming with outdoor activities that'll put a smile on any face. You won't just feel great, you'll all feel great, filled with a calmer, more peaceful vibe that radiates Aruba's warmth. And the best part is, it never fades. That's the Aruba effect. Plan your family trip at Aruba.com.
This is Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 2047, How to Sell Minimalism to a Reluctant Spouse or Partner, by Joshua Becker of becomingminimalist.com. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show that's all about helping you build better relationships each day, Optimal Relationships Daily. I'm your host and narrator, Greg Audino, and it's great to have you here with me today. Today's post will be very well aligned with the OLD network at large, as we'll be talking about minimalism, which is a topic that seems to come up quite frequently on all of our shows, especially Optimal Living Daily, our personal development show, which started it all. Let's hear what Joshua Becker has to say about selling minimalism to your spouse or partner as we optimize your life. How to Sell Minimalism to a Reluctant Spouse or Partner, by Joshua Becker of becomingminimalist.com. Years ago, I was listening to a radio interview with a particularly successful person. Most people I know would classify him as successful in about every possible definition of the word. During the interview, he made a statement I found intriguing. Speaking of his children, he offered this insight. If I could pick one skill I'd like my kids to master, it would be sales. He explained further, think about it. All of life is sales. Even if we're not selling a product or service, we're constantly selling our opinions, ourselves, our worldview, or even what movie we should go see on a Friday night. All of life is sales, and knowing how to sell an idea to another person is among the most helpful skills anybody can possess. He's right, I think, about the reality that much of life is sales. Not necessarily selling physical products, but hoping to convince others about our worldview, our political opinion, our religious faith, or even our picture of a perfect weekend with the family. For that reason, I was drawn by a headline this past week to read an article in the Harvard Business Review entitled, How to Improve Your Sales Skills Even If You're Not a Salesperson. It's a helpful article, and it offers valuable advice. I invite you to read it or skim it briefly, because I'd like to adapt its findings to a question I am asked more than any other. How do I get my reluctant partner on board with minimalism? How do we convince a reluctant spouse or partner to adopt a minimalist lifestyle? Or better stated, how can we sell the idea of minimalism? The article offers helpful ideas for being a better salesperson, and the points can be appropriately applied to our question. How to sell minimalism to a reluctant spouse or partner. Number 1. Reflect on your past positive experiences. You catch more flies with honey than vinegar, as the old saying goes. The proverb has stood the test of time because it's true. You're not going to draw a reluctant spouse or partner toward minimalism by focusing on the negatives or having the conversation while frustrated. Instead, reflect on your own positive experience with minimalism. Keep optimism and invitation as the foundation for your conversation. Don't list the negatives of their current actions. Lay out the positives of owning less. Number 2, put yourself in your counterpart's shoes. It's your job to figure out your spouse's or partner's motivations. Consider the conversation from their point of view and brainstorm what benefits would draw them to minimalism. The reason you were drawn to owning less may be different than the reason that would draw them. They may not feel the weight of cleaning or organizing, but may be drawn to the idea of saving money, working less, or traveling more. Find what benefit would move the needle in their life. Number 3, plan and practice. It is smart to engage in this conversation with your spouse or partner at an appropriate time. Don't shake your fist in a moment of frustration or rage, and consider that your opportunity to invite him or her into minimalism. Too many of our conversations about clutter happen when we are already on edge about physical possessions. Instead, go out for coffee or dinner. Engage in a heartfelt conversation about the direction of your lives and what you're hoping to change. Think through how you're going to introduce the conversation and practice articulating the benefits that will resonate with them. Number 4, stay calm and don't brag. Humility and selflessness are essential in healthy relationships. They should be part of this conversation as well. Be careful not to approach the minimalism conversation with pride and arrogance. Remember, almost certainly there are a few things your spouse or partner would like to change about you. I don't think it's unreasonable to assume they may surface during this conversation. Don't get defensive. In fact, your own weaknesses might be used to your advantage if you look for compromise together. Number 5, close the deal. This is important and too often overlooked in sales. End your sales pitch by looking for opportunities to specifically close the deal. Sometimes closing the deal means asking your spouse or partner if they are willing to make real change at home. But sometimes closing the deal means something else, especially if they are clearly not ready to jump in with both feet. Closing the deal may be simply asking, is this a conversation you'd be willing to engage in with me in the future? Or maybe it's brainstorming ways to work together in the near future, or finding an easier first step that he or she is comfortable taking. And number 6, think long term. According to the Harvard Business Review article that I talked about, veteran salespeople know it's possible that you're going to fail more than you will succeed. You have to have the guts to move forward. It is possible your spouse or partner may not be willing right now to accept minimalism as a lifestyle. That's too bad, but okay. Keep leading by example and looking for opportunities in the future to approach the conversation again. Sometimes life change takes longer than we desire. Show patience, keep love at the center of your relationship, and think long term. In the end, the benefits of minimalism always win out. Sometimes it just takes a little longer than we hope. You just listened to the post titled, How to Sell Minimalism to a Reluctant Spouse or Partner by Joshua Becker of becomingminimalist.com. I always like to begin the year by clearing out my closet, but this year I'm also upgrading it with pieces that will last beyond the season from Quince. Quince creates timeless essentials that never go out of style, like 100% Mongolian cashmere crew neck sweaters from $59, 100% leather jackets, and fitted pants. And by partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes the savings on to us. We're talking 50 to 80% savings. Plus, Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices. My girlfriend and I are so happy with the rug that we got from Quince. They do offer home goods as well as clothes. As promised, it was definitely a great deal. It was one of many rugs they offer that have a really timeless look. And for me, you really can't put a price on items that are manufactured ethically. So, upgrade your closet with Quince. Go to quince.com/ORD for free shipping and 365-day returns on your order. That's QUINCE.com/ORD to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/ORD.
TIAA is on a mission. Why? Because 54% of Black Americans don't have enough savings to retire. So in collaboration with big-name artists like Wyclef Jean, TIAA released Paper Right, new music inspiring a new financial future. With 100% of streaming sales going to a nonprofit that teaches students how to invest. Stream Paper Right now and help close the gap.
And thanks a lot to Joshua for this post. A lot of great ideas here for warming a reluctant partner, or anyone really, up to the idea of minimalism. Another thing to remember, though, which is essential when starting any new big journey, is to start small. For a lot of us, we shy away from changes we want to make because we see them as impossibly large tasks, failing to break them down piece by piece. And when it comes to conquering our own goals, or trying to get others on board to tackle goals with us, or even motivating people to tackle goals by themselves, it's always critical to think about how it can be built like Rome, brick by brick. So this is absolutely another tactic to keep in mind when selling your partner on minimalism. And I almost hate to use the word tactic because it's really not so manipulative as it is practical and realistic. But I trust that you get what I mean. It is time to wrap up though, friends. As always, I thank you so much for tuning in and making another episode possible. I hope your weekend is going well so far. Thank you so much for spending some of it with us. And we do invite you to do the same tomorrow for our regular episode, plus our weekly bonus episode. I hope to see you there, where your optimal life awaits.